In 1987, Emily Pearl Kingsley wrote an essay entitled Welcome to Holland that goes a bit like this. Your entire life you've planned this amazing trip to Italy. You've read guidebooks, you've learned some of the language. Finally the day arrives, your bags are packed, you board your plane, you land, and you hear welcome to Holland. Holland? I'm supposed to be in Italy. But you've landed in Holland and you must stay there. You look around and you realize that Holland isn't a terrible place. In fact, it's filled with windmills and tulips. Your friends are still bragging about how wonderful it is going back and forth to Italy. And you think, that's where I was supposed to be. And you're a bit sad because it's the loss of a dream. But if you continue to mourn this loss, you will never fully appreciate all the wonderful things Holland has to offer. Hello, my name is Janet Brown, and this essay was written in response to what it is like to be the parent of a special needs child. I am the parent of two. The Autism Society of Georgia says that 1 in 68 children will be diagnosed with autism. 1 in 54 boys are on the autism spectrum. 2 out of 3 of my sons were diagnosed with autism at young ages. These are astounding statistics. It could be your child or grandchild who is facing this type of diagnosis. Imagine being unable to verbally communicate with your child. My son Garrett really did not begin speaking until about 4th grade, and this was the result of multiple therapies, including speech therapy. We were often frustrated with each other because we could not communicate. He would burst into spontaneous tears, and I would never know if it was the color of his shirt, the texture, his tag, because he could not tell me what was wrong. Receiving an autism spectrum diagnosis is not the end of dreams, it's the beginning of different dreams. You give up a lot of expectations, such as your child excelling academically or athletically, and in our case we gave up the dream of them playing football together, but you turn those dreams into new goals such as learning to speak, making friends, graduating from high school. Both of my sons in the past 2 years have graduated from high school with diplomas. One drives and both have jobs. Early intervention is the key. There is much hope within the autism spectrum if you have the right professionals in your corner. Children's Home Society of Florida is this organization. They stepped in when we were newly diagnosed. We were scared and unsure what to do. They provided testing and therapy. They not only provided those tangible things, but they also gave us a lot of comfort and support, and they offered hope and direction. The United States Department of Health and Human Services tells us that autism crosses over all ethnic, racial, and social lines. Autism does not discriminate. And if a family with one child diagnosed on the spectrum is 2 to 8% more likely to have a second child diagnosed. This is the case for my family. My sons could be the poster children for early intervention. My son Garrett at age 19 still prefers his own company over that of other people. But because of services he received at such an early age, he now communicates effectively and frequently. I remember vividly going into the playroom of the social therapy office. He chose what we played, but he had to allow us to play with him. And no matter how many times he pushed us away or he said no, we crowded around him. And eventually he learned in order to get what he wanted or needed, he had to engage others. This was a key stepping stone in him having a job today. Early intervention works. There is no cure for autism, but early intervention in the forms of therapy, especially speech therapy, is the key to bridging the gap between little or no communication skills and being able to communicate verbally with sign language or via technology. Your dollars help Children's Home Society to continue to provide these services to families in need. They provide a foundation for brighter futures for not only the child diagnosed with autism, but the family as well, because autism is a family affair, and most often the typical siblings are the ones most affected. Imagine the difference your dollars can make. Parents often feel helpless and hopeless and do not know where to turn. And like for us, Children's Home Society can provide a port in the storm. The Autism Society says that 1% of the world's population is on the autism spectrum. And again, in the United States, that is 1 out of 68 births. Florida State University's First Words program says that there are 16 skills, including language, that a child should master by the age of 16 months. Again, my son didn't begin speaking till about 4th grade, but how much more delayed would he have been without the help of this amazing organization, Children's Home Society? Autism spectrum disorder can affect anyone, anywhere, and it is likely that either you or someone you know will face life on the autism spectrum. While it's not Italy, Holland is beautiful and it's filled with joy and blessings. The easiest way to donate to Children's Home Society is to visit their website at chsfl.org, click on help, click on donate. You can be part of the solution.